Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Midnight Mixes. Today we're doing another great Mariah Carey track called Looking In. Looking In is the final track from the standard edition of Mariah's fifth studio album Daydream, and it was released on the 23rd of October 1995 through Columbia Records. In an interview with MTV in 1995, Mariah stated that Looking In was a song that she wrote very quickly because it flowed out of her. She also described the song as real and emotional. Looking In seems to be a reference to the fact that while Mariah was highly successful in her career at that point, in 1995, she felt trapped in her marriage to Tommy Mottola, who was reportedly controlling, with few interests in common with her, and stopping her from being close to her loved ones. Seeing only her Grammy and chart-topping hits misses the bigger picture of her heartache. According to Mariah, Looking In was written in 15 minutes. You can read more on that one by checking out the Mariah Wiki Fandom page, which is where I was reading from, and learn a little bit more about this track. So I believe Walter Afanasieff is on this one as well, and I think we might even hear his voice here. So let's pop over to that mix window and let's find out. See you there. Great, now let's check this track out. So we have 20 channels here, and there's some interesting stuff going on right at the start that I'm going to show you straight away. So the first thing is seemingly a voice, yeah? Let's go right to the very start of this and check this out, because I thought it was really cool. Listen up nice and carefully.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, that's a human voice. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 count in from what sounds like Walter Afanasieff, and I've looked up through his just a few interviews with him speaking, and it does sound similar to his voice. That's the only time it occurs here. Let's hear it one more time. Just why not?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Amazing. And the very next track only also occurs once, and it's just a count off. Listen up to this. Just a couple of hi-hats, and that's all you'll ever see of that one again. Doesn't really reoccur here. But the next two channels here, I'm going to mute those indefinitely now just because they don't need to be here. But you can see down these particular channels next to each other, there's alternating sort of little pulses going on, right? Now, I'll play the top one. I'll play the top one for you first, and we can hear what's happening. Yeah. Okay. So it's some clicks, and then the bottom one is clicks on the alternating beat. Now put those two together, and what do you get? You get more clicking. What I would like to know is, why are they on separate channels? Why are they on off beats? Were they panned, or what was the actual go there? But that's not only the most curious part. That's not even the most curious part. The most curious part, I would imagine, would be all the strange tempo changes that occur within this track, because it is a very emotional and very emotive and very feeling song. But I am confused as heck about this. So we get this 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Hear it slow down. It's slowed down. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And it starts to drag. Really, really strange. Then as we move through the song a little bit, see, it starts to slow down again, and then it speeds up again here. And then it slows back down. It's very interesting, and it does. So there we go. There's that slowing down, and you can see that here on the waveform here. That's happening is that you can see it's kind of bunched together in some parts, and then it spaces out a little, and it's bunched together, and then it spaces out a lot. And that's obviously because the piano is being played in such a way that, you know, it's got character, and it's got movement, and it's got emotion in it, and that's because you cannot program emotion, and so that played piano that's going to come up very soon is really going to shine through. Now, there's not a lot of percussion in this. There is, however, some cymbals. They go like this. Just a couple of nice swells. We might as well play all four of them. Another. And a final one. Great. And then this next track after that is called Live Cymbal Swells. Because, believe it or not, the other cymbals aren't live. They're sampled. Sounds gorgeous. I will show you the difference after we finish this. And the final one. And obviously, you can hear those being hit, but I want to show you the original one first, and there's something I want you to listen out for, but I'm going to let you hear it first. That's where it is, okay? Right at the end of it, you can hear the sample repeating itself and getting quieter, and it's going, which only occurs when you go over the top of a loop and play it again and play it again. Otherwise, it would naturally go. Unless, of course, the other way it could be done, if the reverb was some kind of sample hold that slowly goes down. Either way, let's not stress over that. We can move over to another part of the song. And I think maybe before we do that guitar, we should go for this bass. And MG normally stands for Moog, which is a little synthesizer that we all know and love. And it is. This is one of those bass lines and sounds that doesn't really sound like it fits in with this type of song. And if you do know the song, you'll probably be surprised to hear that kind of bass in this. And if you don't know the song, then you should go and have a look in the description at the link to the original track, which is available for you to see. Let's hear a little bit more of that bass. You can hear how the note's being held and being moved around until, ow, it's hit again. Great. Moving on to the next little part. And then the final bit. Very dynamic. And the volume has just been pulled back out of it there. Quite an interesting little part. Okay, from here, maybe... Yeah, we might as well look at these two guitars here. So there's some favoured rhythm guitar. Very cool. It's got some interesting flavours there. What's the next bit? You can hear a bit of a drone going on in the background of that. Work on that volume knob. It's down here. I reckon we can cut that. See what happens when we cut it. It goes away. Surprise. But hey, this is not my job. This is not my job to do that. So we... Oh, what's happened? Grab that and get rid of it. Okay, cool. Nice chimey guitar. Oh, just that tiny little nice little resolving note at the end really makes me happy. I thought it was going to be bring, bring, but hang on. Just that one little bit, he touches on it and then just lets it go. Some really beautiful sounds here too, I think. I really enjoy that. Last bit. It's that. Let's get rid of it. I want to see it. Now let's add it back in, like really add it in. Quite funny. It doesn't affect anything. It's just there. Interesting. Okay. For all you guys who are mixing and trying to cut every frequency out, you don't need to sometimes. Nylon guitar MG, right? Hey, what's that MG for? Everything's got MG on it. It doesn't mean Moog. Damn. But that nylon guitar sounds keyboard. Cool. And then this last bit. That's satisfying. There's a piano there, but there's another guitar here we should check out first. Sadowski guitar. Let's find out what Sadowski guitar is. That sounds real. That sounds very real and very good. And then you can hear that rocking, that. Listen up for that. Here. I wonder what that is. Some kind of real tiny movement. Amazing. Could be anything. The cello is the next instrument. Let's check that out. Obviously synth. I'm going to bring those violins up so that we can check those next if we're doing cello now. That's fat. Yeah, that is F-A-T. No PH on that, it's just fat. That's Nintendo 64. Okay. Okay, that's cello done. Warm violins A, and we have warm violins B, but we'll check out A first, I think, by itself. Very nice. Beautiful. Wow. This is a song that took 15 minutes to write, and it definitely took longer to record than it did to write, huh? Beautiful dynamics. Wow. Amazing to have the power to have that kind of orchestral sound at your fingertips as a keyboard player. Wow. So massive. And the final piece on this part. Wow. Gorgeous. That's massive, that. It's very, very emotive as well. Let's check out those part B violins. Okay, okay. Okay, so it's kind of like a lead line over the top. I'm skipping through this a little bit. This is the main section. Add that in. You can hear that air in the background too. Really huge. Massive. Alright, we'll skip to the end. And I think we all know what's going to happen. We resolve. That's fantastic. Whisper Vox. Now, I move that up because I know that it's always, in Mariah Walter stuff, is a bit of a pad sound. So let's go for it. Of course it is. Very gorgeous pad. I'm going to skim through. We get it. Okay, go to that main section there. We'll play that whole thing. Not mixed, by the way. Oh, that resolves for it, so it just need to. And that, the guitar that did that part before. Wow, that's the same thing. So that guitar, the favourite rhythm guitar that I was enjoying before, that went like this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It didn't need to do that because there was other instruments doing it for it. Now, there are two choir channels here, choir and choir 2. Let's find them. Keys as well, of course. It does, it's like Ocarina of Time. That's cool. Now Choir 2, more Ocarina of Time. It's got some cool effects. Just so strange. So strange and so encompassing. It just fills up so much of the spectrum. Really, really interesting here. I'm putting the piano off. You see me moving it all the time, and just doing it because I know that it's a really important part of the song, and we want to keep that towards the end, huh? Moog MG, let's go. Bit of a lead line. It's almost a little bit West Coast, isn't it? Okay, that is very quiet, so apologies if you can't really hear that as well, but here's another loud part. Ooh. Anyone else freaking out here? Because check out just that 500. It's killing me. Just a pure sine wave, just absolutely biting through. Yeah, they took all the. Get ready for it to come back in. Took all that off, and it just bit me. Oof, yeah, there we go. Fusion solo. So what's going on here? Same synth. They've added stuff to it. Okay. What have we got? A tiny bit of chorus or something? Reverb. All right. Wow. You can start to hear the clicking of the note rather than more than the note at that point. Just holds it. Wow. Okay, moving along even further. Okay, that's the end of that. And now here comes some of your favourite parts. It's piano, and then it's vocals. So let's check it. Piano time. Now this could land us in the copyright hole here because this is a very recognisable part of the track. But let's play it and see how we go. I feel like we should play this with the clicks on. See, I wonder what was done first. The clicks or the piano, do you think? I'll go back so I can be fair on you and you can hear the part that I spoke over. But the clicks or the piano, the piano sounds very freeform. However, because I don't imagine that somebody would go through and do the clicks and all the beats and stuff and the stuff for the song before they play it. They'd have to freeform play it to something, and then because it's not really a consistent tempo, they would have to add it in later, I would imagine. Yeah. That's a gorgeous turn. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful little part there. Oh, I'm falling asleep just listening to that. It's like a lullaby. I do believe it's an electric piano too. Wow. Just really quick before we get into this, but how good is the piano? It's just beautifully played and just really well thought out, and I'm really enjoying that. Let's just get a bigger look at that while we go into this next section here, because this is the big part of the track. And let's check it out. I'm not going to add too much in here because, I want to keep this video on the internet for you guys, so let's just listen to it by itself. Beautiful, beautiful. I find it interesting too that this track has quite a few tonally dull instruments in it to make room for other things. Like we checked out that Moog sound before, which we'll just really quickly have a look at now. And besides being really hot around 500 hertz, that's not really a sharp sound in any way. The choir's got some lip, but even then, it's not like that. It's not like harsh. It's all quite dulled off, and I suppose that's to make room for what we're about to get to very soon, which is Mariah's beautiful vocals. We've just checked this section. Let's move along. Let's put that fusion solo thing in. Okay. And the Moog. Definitely gives it some soul. Put some soul in this ballad thing, like that really R&B kind of sound. Listen up. It adds all this modern to the time element to something that's really quite a beautiful, not quite classical, but golden era perhaps piece. Gorgeous. That's sick. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now for the moment that we've all been waiting for. It's the greatest part of the of the show, which is where we pop in to have a look at Mariah's vocals. Now, there aren't a lot in this one, and especially on this, well, in the session that I have here, it is just a single vocal channel, but that's great. That means it's going to be nice and short when we do the vocal edition of it. But speaking of the vocal edition, you can go and check out those vocal editions on this channel here. There'll be a link to the playlist, and you'll probably see the little tags popping up in the corner here and there as the video goes through. And I encourage you to click on those, interact with them, share them, comment on them, drop in your favourite Mariah Carey trivia. Drop in trivia on anything you can do with these songs. If your name is Walter and your last name's Fantasy, come and say hello. I'd love to get some insight on a lot of these things, and genius stuff, just absolute beautiful things. If your name's Mariah Carey, likewise, my goodness, the voice, the queen. Just that's why we're doing this, is because the work is so good and so beautiful. And this wasn't even was it a single release? It was just the final track, and just the things that are in here are just life changing to a lot of people. And I really hope that I can respect that and just share these little nuggets of insight with people that normally wouldn't get that chance to check those out. And learn a little bit about the production method too, and hopefully that helps people appreciate how much effort goes into these sort of things when they put on their 30-cent earbuds to go and listen to these things on a jog, and realise that those 30-cent earbuds had a voice record on it with a ridiculously expensive mic and a talent to match. So anyway, enough of my rambling. Let's go and check out the last bit, which is Mariah Carey's vocals on Looking In.
See the girl.
Listen to what she's saying too.
Who lives inside the golden world.
Okay.
But don't believe that's all there is to see. You'll never know the real me.
Oof. Imagine being married to someone and then have them say that to you, like you are, you might look and see this golden situation that I'm in, but you'll never really know me. And that's just whoosh. That's poor Mariah in that situation, huh? What else are we got?
She smiles through 1,000 tears and harbors adolescent fears. And she dreams of all that she can never be. She wades in insecurity and hides herself inside of me.
Oof. I mean, lyrically hugely powerful, but there were two moments there where I feel like, because I do this just because I'm a freak, looking for overdubs and stuff like that, and I feel like I could hit two here, and let's just see.
That she can never be. She wades in insecurity.
That wades in insecurity.
You wades in insecurity.
There's a moment in there, wades in insecurity. Go back, and I mean, it's really hard to make out.
Wades in insecurity.
You can hear kind of like a crossfade. You see this point here? this here looks to me, because I'm a freak, I know, I'm sorry, it's probably not true, and it doesn't even matter because this is not, anything that's bad or whatever. But if we go down and look into it, you can kind of see this cross here of one take going into another take, and you can hear this wades in and this note pop in between and just blend for a second, just for a split second. Listen up. It's just here. There's two Mariahs for like I've got something, guys. Swear, if you took me to the doctor, they'd lay down a diagnosis and probably a load of medication for me, but just listen. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. And there were one other moment here. Wow, why does that look like that? There. Yeah, I'm psycho. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, it's literally right there. Oh man, you should hear the stuff I don't say, guys. Just this tiny thing. I don't know why I have to just. Is it because I have to say I'm smarter than people because I knew that? I don't know, but I just like that stuff. That's fun. I like to notice that stuff. It's what I like. Anyway, back to Mariah. Sorry, guys. Give me this moment.
Don't say she takes it all for granted.
You get Mariah to say SHIT here. That's pretty funny. One more. That's pretty funny.
Don't say she takes it all for granted. I'm well aware of all I have. Don't think that I am disenchanted. Please understand. It seems as though I've always been somebody outside looking in.
That's hardcore. Sorry, I'm talking over Mariah, but yeah, just put yourself in the shoes, man. That's how artists write when they are in emotional sort of distress a lot of the time, and I'm so grateful to not feel creative right now, which means there's obviously nothing that messed up going in my life right now that I feel like I need to write a song about it. But I mean, these people bleed for their art and they suffer for us to enjoy this thing. So just take notice.
Well, here I am for all of them to bleed, but they can't take my heart from me.
I just want to hear this bit.
From me.
Because I've got that problem. Again, I reckon I can hear a crossfade because I'm psycho.
From me.
Yeah, man, I've got something wrong with me. It's like here.
From me.
Anyway.
And they can't bring me to my knees.
Wow.
They'll never know the real me.
My goodness. What a beautiful, beautiful song. I wasn't hugely familiar with that one before today, really. But that is absolutely gorgeous. And go and check that song out on the album. If you bought the album, go and buy a CD, for goodness sake. Enjoy some physical media and enjoy some Mariah. Mariah and Walter were unbeatable, unstoppable at that time. So many great Christmas tracks, which you're going to be seeing here as well. I'm going to be doing some Christmas Mariah. Some Christmas Mariah. It's nearly July if you're watching this live, and Christmas in July could be happening. We could just do all Christmas in July every week for July. But thank you very much again for coming along on this little journey. Sorry there wasn't heaps of vocals today, but still I hope you can appreciate the beauty of the rest of the instrumentation and kind of all the soul and pain that went into making this thing for these people and for you guys to enjoy. So thank you so much for coming along. Look after yourself, okay? All right? Try not to get into this sort of situation, and if you're in one, do what you can to speak to who you need to get yourself away and out and enjoy your life. Thanks again for watching Midnight Mixes. Thanks again to Mariah for creating the coolest stuff. Thanks to you guys for supporting that and Mariah and myself. Give this a share. Let's have a chat. Request stuff. I'll do the best I can, but there are billions of songs in the world, and I've got access to a 0.1501%. Not even. Yeah, thanks so much again. We'll catch you next week. Don't forget to check out the rest of the stuff on the channel. Enjoy, and we will see you another time. Goodbye.